Hi, it's Laura, and today's practice is a total body beginners workout. So if you're new to Pilates, this is a really good starting point. And if you've been practicing Pilates for a while, this is a good all-over workout. So I want to begin with just talking about Pilates breath, because breath is really important to movement in Pilates, but I think as a beginner it can be quite easy to get caught up on the breath and sort of at the expense of movement. So I think it's really important just focus on the movement and the breathing will come. But just to explain the breath in Pilates, we do what's called lateral breathing. So you may be familiar with abdominal breathing, where you take a full breath deep into the abdomen. So it's kind of used for relaxation. In Pilates, we want to keep the abdominal muscles working. So we breathe into the back and sides of the rib cage in order to allow the core to stay engaged. So a really good way to explain this, if you just take your hands and place them on the back of your ribs with your thumbs coming forward, and then as you take a deep breath in, I want you to expand into the back and sides of the ribs. So breathing in, feeling that expansion, and then as you exhale, just feeling those ribs just come back together. So as we breathe in, you can just feel the rib cage expanding, and then as we exhale, just coming back in. So that just allows us to keep the core engaged. So that's what we want to aim for throughout the practice. I will cue breathing, but again, the important thing is that you keep breathing. So we're going to start on all fours. So just coming onto all fours on the mat, just taking the hands directly under the shoulders, knees are directly under the hips, spine is in neutral, core engaged, the tummy button just drawing upwards. And as we take a breath in, on the exhale, I want you to just extend that leg and lift and bring it back. So exhale to extend. Inhale, take it back in. As we extend the leg, I want you to keep the pelvis very stable. So the hip bones are pointing down. We're not rotating the pelvis outwards as the leg lifts. And the core is engaged. Good. So just one more here. And I just want you to hold that leg, and we're going to start to draw tiny circles around for 10, 9, 8, keeping the core engaged, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just reversing those circles. So again, keeping the pelvis nice and stable. We want everything through the centre to just remain very still. Good. So we're nice and strong through the centre for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take that leg back down. This time as we extend the leg out, I want you to take the arm out as well as we breathe in, and then as we exhale, we lift and then lower and lift and lower. So we're keeping everything strong and stable through the centre. So we're just moving. The movement is just coming from the limbs. Don't worry if you wobble a little bit. That's okay. A couple more here. Good. And then we're just going to switch the other side. So inhale and then exhale to lift that leg, drawing it back in on the in-breath, extending on the out-breath. In Pilates we have the tray test. So you imagine that you've got a tray of drinks balancing on your back, and see how many are left over at the end of the exercise. Hopefully no spillage. Good, okay, so just a couple more here. And this time, as we extend, we're holding it here, drawing these circles for 10, 9, 8, 7, core engaged, 6, 5, remembering to breathe, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, let's reverse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And take it back down. This time as we extend the leg, the opposite arm extends and we lift and lower and lift and lower. Good. And just keeping that movement going. Lifting as we breathe in out. Inhale to lower. Good. Give me 4 more. That's 3, 2, and 1. Good. And take it back. And we're going to come into a seated position on the mat. So just sitting up nice and tall, lifting up through the crown of the head and extending the arms forward. I want you to begin to tuck the tailbone under, rounding the back and begin to roll backwards until you get to that kind of point of tension where there's strong engagement through the core. Good. And just holding it here for another breath. And as we exhale, just lifting back up, extending through the top of the head, breathing in. Exhale, let's just take it back. See if you can come a little bit further this time. Just holding it here, remembering to breathe. And then lifting up. Good, extending the spine. And exhale, let's take it back down, really rounding that back. Drawing the navel in. Taking a breath. And then lift up. Good, breathing in. Exhale, take it back. This time we're going to lift the left arm and take it down. Lifting the right and take it down. Lifting the left and then the right. 1 more on each side. Good. And then lifting up, extending through the spine. Good. Okay, so this time as we roll back, we're going to make it a little bit harder. We're going to lift both arms up and lower. Lift and lower. Good. Final one. Lift and lower. And then reaching forward and lifting up. So really lengthening the spine. Good. So we're going to do a final one here. We're going to bring the obliques into this. So as we roll back, I want you to open that left hand, reaching as far back as you can, taking it back to center, and then taking it to the other side. And then reaching forward, lifting, and then breathing out, rolling back. Let's open, see if you can rotate a little bit further. Taking the right arm back. And then extending the spine upwards. Good. We'll do a final one on this side. So rolling back, take it a little bit deeper. See if we can twist a little bit further. And the opposite sides. Good. Lifting up. And this time I want you to see if you can roll down all the way to the mat. So tailbone tucking under. If this is challenging, take hold of the back of the thighs just to ease your way back onto the mat. So nice slow return to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. Good. And let's just extend the legs away. From here, we're going to just bring the knees back and we're going to extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. The arms come into a V shape. I want you to press the arms into the mat so the arms are very active. And we're going to do single leg circle from here. If you want to make it more of a challenge, then just extend that opposite leg away. If the hamstrings are tight, just bend the knee. Good. So we're going to breathe in. And on the exhale, we begin to draw a wide circle. Taking it back to center as we breathe in. Exhale, take it round. Good. Inhale. Trying to keep the pelvis as stable as possible. Good. Inhale. This time we're taking it in the opposite direction, so it comes over. Good. Exhale, sweep it round. Breathe in, hold it here. And then exhale, take it round. Good. Taking the foot back down. We're going to lift the opposite leg up. Breathing in. And then take a nice wide circle here. Breathe in, arms are active, exhale, take it round, inhale, spine is in neutral, exhale, good, breathing in, opposite direction. Nice sweeping circle round. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. Trying to keep the pelvis as stable as possible. Good. Okay, and then take the foot back down to the mat. We're going to take the knees into a tabletop position. So the knees are directly over the hips at a 90-degree angle. And we're taking the arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to take the right arm back, and as the right arm comes back, we're touching that left foot down to the mat and then switching sides. So we're just working in opposition here. And if you're anything like me, it does get quite confusing. So this is a really good one for coordination and concentration. But it's also, even though it looks very simple, this is a really good core exercise. So you should feel quite a strong engagement through the centre. So we want to keep that spine in neutral. So if the back starts to arch up, just make sure that the rib cage is still pressing down, the core is still engaged, navel drawing in. Good. So let's just do a couple more here as we just really focus on this movement. And then we're just taking both feet down to the mat. We're going to take the hands behind the head, keeping the elbows wide. And then from here, we're going to just start to peel the upper back off the mat, lifting up and then lower as we breathe in. Good. Exhale, we begin to peel up off the mat. Inhale, take it down. Good. So we want to just shorten this distance between the bottom of the rib cage and the pubic bone. And as we come up, we just want to make sure that the abdominals stay nice and flat, so they're not beginning to dome upwards. So this is just ensuring we're keeping the core engaged here. Keeping the elbows wide and really lifting from the chest, so we're not putting kind of pressure or lifting the hands, lifting the head, with our hands, not putting pressure on the neck. Again, it's a really small, simple movement, but very effective. A couple more, breathing in and then breathing out. This time as you lift up, I want you to take the right knee up and begin to take that left elbow towards that knee. Don't worry about drawing the knee in close. You want to just take it to a 90-degree angle and then take it back down. And then we move into the opposite side and take it back down. Good. So exhale as we lift. Inhale as we lower. Exhale as we lift. Inhale as we lower. So we're just using these obliques to really get a good twist. So seeing if you can lift up a little higher, twist a little further, getting that shoulder right off the mat. But again, we want to keep very stable through the centre. So pelvis stays in the same position, spine is in neutral, navel drawing in. Good, so one more on each side. And we'll come back down to the mat. We're going to just take the feet about hip distance apart. Just bring them a little closer to the body. Taking the hands to the side. As we inhale, I want you to begin to tuck the pelvis under, begin to squeeze the glutes, and then exhale as we send the hips high, coming up into our bridge position. Good. From here, we're going to just float the arms up to the ceiling, and we're just going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. As you lift, I want you to really engage the glutes. So we're really squeezing the glutes as we lift and send the hips high. Good. So just a few more here. And this time as you lift, I want you to hold it here. And we're going to take the arms back down to the mat and lift and lower and lift. Keep squeezing the glutes. Keep sending the hips high. Good. And lower and lift and lower and lift. Good. Couple more. Good, and this time as the arms come back, I want you to slowly return to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. So we're getting this really good stretch through the thoracic spine, a really good release to the upper back. Good, and then let's just float the hands back over. Again, coming into this V shape with the arms. Arms are very active, pressing into the mat, breathing in as we tuck the tailbone under. Exhale as we send the hips high, and we're going to shift the weight onto the left foot as we pick that right foot up off the mat and then place it down, and the left foot comes up. Good. As the left foot comes down, we're lifting that right leg, and we're just going to hold it here, a couple of breaths. And then take it back down to the mat as the left foot comes up. Good. Right foot comes up as the left foot comes down. And then exchange. And then this time we're just holding it here. The left foot stays up, keeping the hips high. And then take it down. Right leg comes up. Good. So we're just alternating here. And then holding this right leg up, breathing here, and take it down. Good. Keeping the hips high as the left foot comes up and holding it here. And placing the foot back down. One more on each side. Right leg comes up, breathe. Good, core is still engaged. And the left leg, final one, couple of breaths. Good, place the foot back down. Let's float the arms over the head. And again, let's just get a nice stretch through the upper back. As we just sink into the mat and just release and let it all go. Let's extend the legs away, reaching through the hands, reaching through the feet, moving the hands and the legs in opposite directions. We're getting a really good stretch all along the length of the body. Okay, and then from here, we're going to come to lie on our side for our final exercise. So, coming to lie on the mat, we're going to just lean, prop ourselves up on this elbow. I want you to lift up out of the elbow. The legs are in one long line, hips are stacked. We're just using these hands to support us here. So we're lifting these ribs up off the mat. We're not sinking down here, so we're keeping the core working. We're lifting that right leg. I want you to just relax the foot. It doesn't need to be flexed, but we're not pointing the toe. And then from here, we're just going to lift and lower. Good, and lift and lower. We don't have to lift very high. And you'll see, it still works really well. Good. So just keeping that lift. So we're moving from the ankle. It's the ankle that's lifting. Good. And then we're just going to start to draw some circles with that ankle. Tiny circles, just round and round for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep the core engaged. 3, 2, 1, and reverse. Keep lifting up out of the mat for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, let's take that that foot over the body. I'm going to flex that lower foot and we're just going to lift and lower that bottom leg. So we're starting to work the inner thighs here. Again, we're still lifting up out of this shoulder or out of this elbow. Core still engaged. Just lifting and lowering that leg. Good. And then this time I want you to begin to draw some U shapes with that lower leg. So just lifting up and lower in little U shapes. You probably start to feel like the inner thigh really starting to activate here. Good. Couple more. Good, and then release. And we're just going to switch sides. So final one on this side. Lifting up out of that elbow, hips are stacked, everything in a nice long line. Lifting that foot, relaxing the leg, and just lift and lift and lift and lift. Good. Keep drawing that navel in, keep lifting those ribs, not sinking into the mat. A few more here. And then let's begin to draw those circles. Good, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Foot comes over, flexing that lower foot. Let's lift and lift, lift, lift. Good. Working that inner thigh. Keep lifting up out of that elbow. Navel drawing in. Just a few more and we're done. Good. And then we're going to start to just draw these little U shapes. Just up and down. It's a small movement. Working these inner thighs. A few more. Good, okay, and then release. Well done, good work. Okay, let's just have a little stretch here. So just lying down, let's just take the right ankle to the left knee and just draw that knee into the body. You can have a little rock from side to side if that feels good. Stretching out the hips, stretching out the glutes. And then let's just swap sides. Left ankle onto right knee. Let's join that knee in. And then again, you can take a little gentle rock from side to side. And let's just hug the knees into the body. And just take the head up towards the knee. And then release and just have a little rock from side to side. And just begin to roll those knees in a circle. So just getting a massage to the lower back. And then reverse the circle. And when you're ready, we're just going to come into a seated position on the mat. And just place that hands on the knees. Let's just loosen off these shoulders, just taking them back. And take them forward. Well done, good work. If you're new to Pilates, I really hope you enjoyed this workout. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below, and I'll see you next time.